Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be working on something fun. We're going to be decoupaging and we're going to be doing something similar to this. So we're going to use a paintbrush. I couldn't find my regular paintbrushes, so we got that. I just got this cup of water to clean the brush off. I got this because I want to say Tracy from Gift Basket Appeal says that this works better for smoothing out your projects. We're going to use this gloss Mod Podge that I picked up from Target. And we're going to be using these Dollar Tree napkins. And we're going to be using these Dollar Tree Voila gift boxes. And so the first one that I did came out like this one, like this. So I had put this in on the sides, and if you've ever purchased one of these from the Dollar Tree, you know these are a little bit on the flimsy side, light side, but so now it's a little bit thicker because I put it around the entire, all the corners. I probably shouldn't have put it on the corners. I should have probably cut it a little bit better, but you know what? I didn't, and I'm not going to do it on this one either. I'm only decorating these boxes because I've been having a hankering to do this for a while. And you know the funny thing about whenever you get something stuck in your mind to try to create is that usually someone will create and you'll be like, oh my goodness, I wanted to do that. I went to Dollar Tree the other day to see if they had any other napkins that I thought would be cute to go on these projects. And guess what? They have these boxes already decorated. 3 of them in there for $1. But I just thought that this would be more personal for my, I'm doing a swap, Christmas swap, and so I just thought that a Christmas themed swap, so I just thought that this would be better. And I'm going to try and put most of the snowman on. We'll see how that works. I will I will try to remember to link everyone's name that I mentioned in this video. I know I'll link Gift Basket Appeal. She does a lot of decoupaging, So I've watched her videos a few times, and I really enjoy it. Another lady, I think she's from the UK. I want to say she's from the UK. She did something, a decoupage as well, which I thought was really cool. And I'm only putting this pencil marking around this because I want to cut the excess off. So I'm just using this pencil to kind of draw some outlines on here. And I'm going to cut, you probably can't see those lines, but I did it right there. And I'm going to cut it out a little bit bigger than that. The lady that I watched, she said if you're going to cut your napkins, you need to do all of your cutting before you pull the extra plies off. You know, like if you get a napkin that's 2-ply, 3-ply, or 4-ply, 5-ply even, you want to do all the cutting of your napkin, your designs, before you actually pull the plies apart. And I was like, that makes sense, because the plies, and I can't remember her name, I can't remember, I want to say she was from the UK. She had an accent, a British accent, so I'm not sure if she was from the UK, if she lived in America, you know. So if I can remember her channel, I would definitely link it, but I can't. You all know that I tend to watch YouTube videos on my television, and it automatically cycles through. For some reason, it just pulls up random videos. Like right now, I have a search in for fabric flowers, and the first one I pulled up was what I wanted, and then the next one is on fabric flowers, but somehow, you know, it cycles through, and each video or the tags that people put in their tags, I'm just cutting this off. It will cycle through a change as it goes through, I think. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these little corners right here. So when I fold this over, it doesn't look like the first box I showed you. And on the first box I knew that it wasn't going to come out perfect. It actually came out a lot better than I thought it was. And if you can see on here, it has some of these grooves and bumps and lumps. I actually did that purposefully. So I wanted it to feel a little bit, I wanted it to have a little bit of texture to it. So just keep that in mind when you are creating or, you know, making your projects. It's really how you want it to be, no matter who, you know, you watch or who inspires you. At the end, it's going to be your project, not anyone else's. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to, I feel like I need to cough. This weather here is so crazy. You know, I always complain about the weather. I really love the East Coast weather because in the fall you have fall weather. In the winter, for the most part, you have winter weather, snow, you know, cold. Now the one thing that I did was kind of foolish of me is I drew on this paper, but that's okay because it's still going to measure out, because I can just go back and rewrite on it. So no big deal, but just keep that in mind if you're going to be using something to write on it. Remember that once you get down to your final ply that you're going to apply to your whatever you're going to be decoupaging or modpaging, you might want to gently write on it. Don't be super heavy-handed like I am. And so now what I'm going to do is I am going to use my Mod Podge just like this. I am not going to pour it in a cap or anything. And this is a Crayola brand, and it's from a washable paint kit that I got from the Goodwill. It was brand new, still in the package, and I got it for $2.25. So what I have seen Tracy do, and I'm not sure if Tracy did this or the other lady does with this right here, but I'm going to say I think I got it from Gift Basket Appeal. So what I noticed she does, unlike me, I apply the product to the entire box, and I don't want to do that this time. I really just want to apply it to what I need to apply it to, which is there. I'm going to apply and go, apply and go. I'm not going to apply it on the whole box and try to rush myself through it. So what I'm going to do is just do this, and then I need like an ashtray, a painter's ashtray, you know, when you're not using it like a resting tool. I guess that's why people actually have easels, right? And then I'm just going to, I'm so crazy, apply this down right here. And then what this is for is to smooth it down so you don't get your fingerprints on there and you don't tear it. And you kind of just smooth it down. Again, I'm not too concerned about bumps and lumps or anything like that, because I do want the box to have some texture to it. I want it to kind of look like a vintage box that you've had for a long time, even though it's not vintage at all. I like for it to look like that. I know I tell you all one aspect of I don't like brown wrinkly paper. But I like vintage looking boxes. I like old antique boxes. Dirty paper, which is not even dirty, so I don't even know why. Grungy looking paper, I don't really like. You know, I've told you in a previous video that I respect books to a different level, probably than I should respect books. So, I had a book fall in the mud before, and that's probably why I'm anti, not really anti, but how I kind of like certain things to be a certain way, because you see how it's kind of wrinkly right there? Very cool. And the same thing happened on this one, which is fine. And you know, it says wait 15 minutes in between coats, but what I'm doing, I'm only doing one coat, because this is not a major project, you know, like a large undertaking of a project. I just want it to be on there, and then I apply to the top to seal it in. You know, I always tell you guys that I haven't been crafting a long time. I've always been a crafter in my head, though. And in high school, was that in high school or middle school? No, it was high school. I always, whenever we had an opportunity to create something, I always was over there overdoing, you know, doing too much, as we call it nowadays, trying my best to, you know, create different projects. And I was going through something the other day, and I pulled out a project that I had made from school. Some of my school projects I do have here with me and not in Texas. Some of the things I have because my boyfriend grabbed the wrong this or wrong that when he was looking for things that I needed or that I requested that he bring to me. So I was just like, yeah, you were into that. I've always been a collager. I love collages, and I love puzzles because that's something that my mother and I did together. But I definitely love collaging. So I will be doing a few of those in the new year. I just have to find some good mats. You see, this kind of looks like it ripped a little bit, and if I had been using my hand, I'm quite sure I would have ripped it, but this actually does the trick. And I got this is clean, plastic clean, got from the Dollar Tree. I don't really use clean much at home because I consider clean to be for people that bake. And you know, when you bake the cookies, and maybe you put the cookies in your lunch bag or your husband's lunch bag or your wife's lunch bag or your kid's lunch bag, you wrap it up, or you know, something like that. I use it for crafting only, like the baker's paper crafting. But I put it in a cabinet in the pantry in the kitchen only because for some reason, and I'm not sure if this is just me, if it's just in my household, or if it's every crafter's household. My family, and I'm just saying but my family is under the impression that they want my house setup to be the way their house setup is. I never go to my friends or family's house and be like, you need to move your couch right here because it looks better like that. Now, if I'm helping them decorate and they ask me my opinion, I'll give it. But like, I don't have a dish rack. I wash the dishes in the sink and then I just put them in the dishwasher to dry, and then I'll transfer them from the dishwasher into the cupboards. My aunt washes her dishes totally different. She washes her dishes and then she puts them in the sink, which I think is gross, actually. But I don't tell her how to wash her dishes, and if she's washing my dishes, I'm like, yay, I'm not going to tell you how to wash my dishes either. Just know that I don't have a dryer. So when she came to visit me when the baby was born, she had washed dishes. Did she cook something? I think she had cooked something and then was washing dishes, and she's like, where's your drying rack? I'm like, I don't have one. Why not? I'm gonna have to buy you one. I was like, if I really needed a drying rack, I think I would have made a purchase for a drying rack. She got upset with me. No one wants you to tell them to mind their business at your house, right? Everyone is trying to tell you how to run your household. And maybe it's just me. And all the movies that I've seen when ladies have their parents come over. Now, my mom, when she came to live with me before she passed away, I was using, I had just been living there. How long had I been living in that apartment? Not a long time. And even now, like, well, my whole entire adult life, I've never unpacked my entire apartment or house or whatever. So you're bound to find a box that I've had boxed up for a long, long time. And she was like, you need to unpack this. And I was using, and I still do to this day, because it's just me and the baby. I use paper plates. Now, if I were entertaining people, I would, break out the regular plates. I don't have china. But I break out the regular plates and eat on them. But she was like, I don't want to eat on no plastic, off no, this is my mom. She was like, I don't want to eat off of a paper plate. Food just don't taste good like that. So you know what? I opened up the box with the dishes in there. Pulled out one plate, one fork, one spoon, and one knife for my mom. The next day, because she wasn't working at the time when she first moved with me, the next day, I'm like, what's up? Why are you using my paper plate? She say, oh, it just don't make any sense. Now it makes more sense the way you did it. I always tell my family I'm not 12. I'm not that little girl that you think I am. I am a grown woman. I'm old. And I'm wise enough to know what is good for me in my household. But I think that, and I'm the only child, as I've told you before. And I am the baby of my grandfather's children. I'm not the baby or the youngest grandchild. My son is actually the youngest great-grandchild. But I am the youngest grandchild. It's my cousins and me, and I'm the youngest of them. So I think they always go back to seeing me when I had pigtails, probably a snotty nose from time to time. And I'm always telling them I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. I have bills to pay. And this is before I had kids, and I would always tell that to my mom because, and of course, a couple of pounds less. I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'5" and a half. I have to put my half on there, yes. And I had wanted to go to this concert, and she was like, you need to be in before this time. And I was like 20 something at the time, and I was visiting her, and I was like, Mom, I'm a grown woman. And she was like, don't get smart. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, but I'm a grown woman. And she was like, I know, but you're so little. And I'm like, I'm able to take care of myself. So I went to the concert, and I made it safely, and here I am today telling you about it. I couldn't find a car, of course. I had to walk through the entire parking lot. I could not remember where I parked the car. That's horrible. So if you ever park somewhere, make sure you remember what number that you parked in. Like even if you go to, for example, IKEA, remember where you're parking your car. Because walking around looking for a car for any amount of time is just not good. I was going to say something else, but it's just not good at all. It's a little bit tacky where I just applied this down. So just be careful and cognitive of that when you are applying your napkins. And even though I put all this excess on here, I still wanted to, I did that on purpose. I wanted it to look like it was gift wrapped. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply another layer of this stuff, Mod Podge. Sometimes I have a brain fart. And even though this dries clear, I still want to. And if you are doing the same technique that I'm doing, you want to go in a certain motion. You know, you could go all over the place if you really wanted to, but I recommend, you know, you picking up a way to go. If you're going to go up and down, go up and down. If you're going to go vertical, horizontal, horizontal. Even if you were making circle patterns, just pick a certain direction and go. And this brush is really nice, even though it's Crayola. It's not like an artist paintbrush. I love this little brush. It's really nice. The hair or fibers on here is really nice, and that's another reason why I got this cup of water. What I do for mine, and I'm not sure if this is right or not, if someone that watches this video is more into painting than I am, maybe you can leave a comment and maybe people can look at it if anyone chooses to, you know, try this project. When I rinse my brushes out, I put a small dab of dishwashing liquid. So I use Dawn, the blue kind, a regular plain non-scented Dawn, and I just apply just a small amount, and then I just rub it in with my fingertips once I've rinsed this off, of course, because I do not like the way sticky stuff feels on my hands. It's just not good for me. Not good at all. And this is drying fairly quickly. My heat is on in the house, which I guess is a good thing for me. And then I also have a ceiling fan right above my head. So it's tend to dry a little bit quicker than if you were in maybe a humid location or if it was real hot here. And right here I'm just going to put some more Mod Podge right there, and I'm going to take this cellophane, plastic wrap, and apply it on there. And then I'm just going to admire the handiwork. I'm going to set this to the side, and we're going to go ahead and do the other one as well. No, we can't do the other one because we're out of time. So what I'm going to do is pause the video and come right back. Okay, so this is the first one that I did. Put this to the side real quick. And this is how it looks. So if you're interested in making something like this, it's very simple. This whole entire project costs about $3. I already had the glue, but I include the glue because it was $1. These napkins were $1, and this box is 3 boxes, and they were $1. And if you can hear that, it, in my opinion, it just adds some texture to it because, you know, some of the napkins that you use may not be all good quality or high quality, even if it's one ply. And then on the second one that we just did together is this one, and I love how it came out. Even though I didn't cut out any particular pattern, I didn't, you know, just cut around the snowman and make him fit on there. I think that's going to be cute, and I have a feeling that the recipient is going to like it. So because I'm going to put a little bit of trinkets in there when I get ready to mail off her our swap. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Happy crafting.